look at this, the famous CD collection, in alphabetical order, too.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for those compact discs that may be worth money, and others that have only retained nostalgic value.
It's a lesson to be learned, even the good guys get burned.
Number 5, least valuable. Pure Moods, various artists.
Imagine a world where time drifts slowly. A world where music carries you away.
Viewers of a certain age can likely recall the television commercials that were used to promote this various artist collection back in the mid-90s. Pure Moods was designed for relaxation, plain and simple. A collection of ambient, new age, and smooth jazz tunes to calm you down after a rough day.
Set adrift with the timeless pleasures of tubular bells. Or take a trip into the unknown with the X-Files theme.
A lot of people bought into the Pure Moods propaganda, making this a collection that sold well after those aforementioned ads hit the airwaves. This makes CD copies of Pure Moods relatively easy to come across in the wild, whether one wants to or not.
Pure ecstasy, pure moods. No other collection captures the mood better.
Number 5, most valuable. Now that's what I call music for various artists.
Listen! It's now 4 with Culture Club and Eurythmics!
One might think that, on the surface at least, Now That's What I Call Music For would inhabit the same sort of dollar bin space as Pure Moods. This isn't exactly true, however, since this first pressing of the 4th UK installment actually served as a compilation of sorts. And only 500 copies were made in that first pressing.
Tell me why.
Now That's What I Call Music For digitally compiled tunes that were featured on the previous 3 record sets and cassettes, making the resulting CD a disc that actually sold for a median cost of about $400 on Discogs. Just make sure you own the original and not one of the repressed versions, which are worth basically bupkis.
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
Number 4, least valuable. Jagged Little Pill, Alanis Morissette. The album that helped define the career of Canada's Alanis Morissette, while also emboldening other female singer-songwriters of the mid-90s. We're speaking, of course, about Jagged Little Pill, an album that eschewed Morissette's former pop status in favor of an angstier, more aggro approach. This decision served Alanis' career well, and Jagged Little Pill went on to sell over 33 million albums across the globe. Her success story essentially meant that this CD could be found anywhere and everywhere, making it something that, although great, isn't worth very much secondhand.
And who would have thought it figures?
Number 4, most valuable. Wish You Were Here, Japanese press, Pink Floyd.
Reach for the secret too soon. Cried for the moon.
Classic rock records like Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd often tend to retain their value, at least when it comes to vintage vinyl records and cassettes. This notion of collectability also pertains to certain compact disc issuings of this album, such as the first press Japanese CD from 1982.
How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls.
The OBI strip on the side is just one of the distinguishing marks on this disc, which was sequenced as 2 separate tracks. This was done to replicate both sides of a vinyl LP, although this pressing can also be indexed to play certain songs, should the owner also possess a vintage CD player. Copies of this gold-tinted disc of Wish You Were Here have been known to sell for thousands. Number 3, least valuable. Tuesday Night Music Club, Sheryl Crow.
It could be worse. I could have missed my calling. Sometimes it hurts.
Picture it. You're walking into an antique shop and notice a CD rack. It doesn't really matter where either, because the odds are pretty good that this CD is going to be there collecting dust. This, of course, takes nothing away from Tuesday Night Music Club by Sheryl Crow.
But all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one.
The album album was a ridiculously successful release for the Missouri-born singer-songwriter, earning Crow major MTV hits with songs like All I Wanna Do and Can't Cry Anymore. This was an album that earned its stripes slowly, but eventually helped make Sheryl Crow a household name. So yeah, it just sort of makes sense that this disc is everywhere, right?
Honestly, you won't give up on me. I shall believe. I shall believe.
Number 3, Most Valuable, Slim Shady EP, Eminem.
And check out my man, he goes by the name of
Slim Shady, brain dead like Jim Brady. I'm a M80.
Everybody wants to be on the ground floor of the next big thing. Or at least lucky enough to have picked up a disc like the Slim Shady EP back when it dropped in 1997. It stands alongside Eminem's Infinite debut from a year prior as 2 pieces of hip-hop history that have changed hands for impressive amounts of money.
So life is better now, right?
Yeah, life is definitely better now. I don't want it to get much better. So I won't have anything to rap about if it does.
The Discogs page for the Slim Shady EP lists a median price of $786 at the time of this writing, with the higher end of prices paid skyrocketing into the $3,000 plus range. So if you were there back in Detroit and still have a copy of this rarity hiding in your attic, then we highly recommend cashing in those chips.
Somebody let me out this limousine. I'm a cage demon, on stage screaming like Rage Against the Machine.
Number 2, Least Valuable, Pieces of You, Jewel.
Turn the sheets down and take a deep breath and a good look around.
As has been stated previously on this list, popular albums are not usually worth all that much secondhand, due specifically to that fact. Sure, some artists like The Cure, The Beatles, or Fleetwood Mac routinely command respectable prices for vintage vinyl, but what about CDs? Well, the bubble on mass-marketed compact discs hasn't exactly blown up in recent years, which effectively means that discs like Pieces of You by Jewel are sometimes actually worth less than they were back when they were first released.
Breaking my heart.
Sure, songs like You Were Meant for Me and Foolish Games may make you nostalgic, but owning this Jewel album isn't gonna help pay your mortgage or anything.
Who will save your souls if you won't say your own?
Number 2, Most Valuable, Sound and Vision, Box Set, First Press, David Bowie. This is another release where the value really depends upon which version lives in your collection. The original 1989 Sound and Vision box set from David Bowie was housed in an oversized vinyl replica box and issued in a limited edition of 350 units. A signed certificate from Bowie was also included in this pressing, which added to the collectability factor.
Ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade.
Sound and Vision has been repressed often since then, however, so it's important to make sure you're holding the right box set before you assume the $1,000 plus price tag that's been singled out on Discogs.
Can't get enough, but enough ain't the test. Transmission and the live wire.
Number 1, Least Valuable, No Strings Attached, NSYNC. It comes as no surprise whatsoever that secondhand discs from one of the biggest boy bands in the world basically aren't worth the plastic they're printed on. No Strings Attached was certainly beloved by generations of boy band fans and Total Request Live devotees over the years.
You can't deny, so just tell me why. Every little thing I do.
But today, odds are more likely that fans will turn to streaming services or the radio for their NSYNC fix, rather than busting out a Discman or stereo to spin that old CD that's collecting dust.
Might sound crazy, but it ain't no lie. Baby, bye, bye, bye.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Least Valuable, Cracked Rear View, Hootie and the Blowfish, an antique and secondhand shop favorite.
And if the sun comes up tomorrow, let her be.
Most Valuable, Safety EP, Coldplay, the group's first promotional release pressed in small quantities.
I wanna be big, too strong to drive a fast car.
Least Valuable, Monster, REM, a commonly owned, chart-topping alt-rock success.
You are this is like an
Most Valuable, World Violation, Depeche Mode, Japan-only singles collection.
Wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Most Valuable, Paris, Banksy version, Paris Hilton.
Some people never get beyond their stupid pride, but you can see the real me inside.
We realize that a hypothetical Venn diagram of Paris Hilton fans and Banksy followers might not exactly contain a ton of overlap, but that honestly doesn't mean much when taking into account the value of this insanely rare CD. Paris Hilton's self-titled debut CD didn't do too badly for itself back during its original release, thanks to a surprisingly positive response to songs like Stars Are Blind.
Let's see what this love can do. Maybe I'm perfect for you.
This success didn't protect her from a Banksy prank, however, since 500 of these CDs were hijacked and repurposed by the artist. Banksy tinkered around with the art and included messages within a new custom inlay. The actual music, meanwhile, was replaced with remixes by Danger Mouse, making secondhand copies worth thousands of dollars.
Me and 2 other guys split up and went across the country reverse shoplifting. We put out 500 of them, which I think probably turned out to be a fair percentage of what she actually sold.
Are you a CD collector? Are they due for a comeback? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.